I've released 2 albums and countless singles as an EDM artist, and I started as a teenager. What's up, everybody? My name is CGTunes, and today I just kind of want to explain how you guys can become self-made EDM artists too. I feel like anybody who's a producer, especially in the EDM world, can become a self-made artist. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, than most people think. And I'm going to walk you through every single step I took to get where I am today and how you guys can apply it to your careers as well. Make sure to go check out my official artist channel. I'll link it below. It's called CGTunes. And make sure to like and subscribe and make sure to leave a comment. I love feedback. I love building community around my music. So yeah, let's get into it. So I built this little like step-by-step guide here. It's a very simple guided like pathway for you guys to follow. And I don't know, I'm just going to be going into all of it. So let's get into this. The first thing I do want to cover right here. So it's going to be in 4 different steps. The first step is to just make music. Obviously that's pretty self-explanatory, but I mean, you need your product before you can release it, and your music you have to treat as your product. Step 2 would be to create a social media presence. Some people don't love to do this. I've always wanted to do this, like when I was starting out, but I was also like really scared. But I mean, you just learn to talk to a camera, you learn to share your work. And I think that's a big part of just kind of developing as an artist. You need to make connections with people and build community. Step 3, we're going to learn how to create for you. So that means instead of copying other artists, you just do everything your own way, and you don't need to like spend a whole ton of money on like special equipment or softwares. Like I will teach you how you can do this on a budget. And then step 4 is releasing your music. Some people know how to do this, some people don't. I will teach you probably the easiest way, in my opinion, to do this. You do need a distributor. They do cost money, but I use DistroKid. Some people don't love it. Some people love it. I'm one of those people that love it. It's a really easy, cheap way to distribute your music on all platforms. So I will leave a link down in the description for DistroKid, and if you use it, you can get 7% off your first year with my referral link. So go click that, start releasing your music. So let's get into the first little thing right here. This is what I like to call the artist feedback loop. So basically how this works is everything next to each other connects, and then you start over. So once you get to this purple one right here, you start over and make music. So how this is going to work is first you're going to create your product. And a lot of people are like, well, what the heck is my product? I don't have a product to sell. Your product is your music. You have to treat your music like a product, or else, I mean, how else are you going to get out there? That is what you're selling. People come to you because you have something they want, and what they want is your music. So you have to start treating your music as a product you create. Next thing, you want to learn media skills. And once you learn media skills, you can kind of like skip over this part. But I highly recommend, even after you've mastered a lot of media skills, that you keep learning more, because you can always expand your palette. Personally, video editing is like the number 1. Graphic design would be number 2 for me. And then this is totally optional, but all my album covers and all my media I create by myself. And a lot of it is computer graphics, imaging, like computer graphic generation. So I just do CGI. I learned this through Blender. I'll leave a link down in the description to download that. If you don't know how to do that, that's totally fine. But I do recommend downloading Blender, just because the sky's the limit in that software. It's amazing. Our third step here is content. So you actually want to create your product and then show off your product. You want to hook people, because that's how they're going to come back. They take time out of their day to follow you. That means they like you and they want to come back and see you again. You want to show off some other skills too. So like production skills, maybe how did I make this drop kind of thing. And this is just kind of like building your brand identity. Next, this one's kind of hard to see on the yellow, but it says find a distributor. I use DistroKid. You can get 7% off your first year if you use my link, again, in the description. But you can use any distributor you want. You can use CD Baby. You can use like TuneCore. It really doesn't matter. But distributors are like essential because you cannot get your music out there any other way unless you just create like a branded YouTube channel. But even then you're confined to YouTube. Whereas if you release on Spotify and Apple and Amazon and a bunch of other platforms, then you have more exposure. And also, if you use YouTube as your social media, which is what I highly recommend, not only is your music on YouTube, but when people look at you and want to stream you other places, then you have like a broader amount of options for them to choose from. Then we go over here into this red pie slice. We do content again. So once you release your music, you want to show off your product again. And you want to do something new. So maybe like a reaction video, or I don't know, something that hooks people and is like, oh, that's really cool. Or maybe you just tease your drop for a couple seconds, or tease like a really fun part of your song. That really helps with just like development. And it makes people curious about you and want to follow you and maybe see more about you. The final thing is you get followers, you get views, and then you build an identity around your music, which is huge. So you build your brand mostly with the media skills and the content, but you also build a brand around the people you get to follow you, to come back to you. And so that is something that's really important. You do want people to listen to your music, because if they don't, then where are you even getting? But after you get to this last purple slice, you start over and you make more music and you learn some more media skills, and then you show off your product, distribute it, show it off again, and then you get more people to follow you, and then you do it again. So that's kind of where the feedback loop aspect of this comes from, because it can go on forever and there's unlimited ways to do this. So that's the artist feedback loop. This is where we start. But then I want to go down into these two guys right here. So creating for you and then releasing for you. So we're going to go into creating. This is your branding. Basically, how this works is I use YouTube and then Blender for all my extra stuff, and then Canva for graphic design. You can use anything you want. You are not constricted to these. This is just how I personally do it. But this whole thing is just a great like rough outline of what you could be doing. I did learn photo editing, video editing, and then use what you have. So like I got a bunch of LED lights in my bedroom. Literally my studio is my bedroom. And so I love to use that in my branding. I love colorful lights. So if there's something that's unique to you or that you really like, that you already know how to do really well, you should use that. Again, I'll throw a link in for Blender if you want to try it out. It's very technical. I'm not going to make a video going over how to use it, but if you're into computer graphics or computer science, that kind of thing, even coding or like photo editing, I feel like if you like photo editing, you'd love Blender. But it's just so cool because you literally, the sky's the limit. You can create anything. It's a photo editor, it's a video editor. You can create CGI like photos. It's amazing. Next thing on the list is we have releasing for you. So I use DistroKid. Again, you can use any distributor you want. Do some research on it. But again, if you want to use DistroKid, I'll throw a link down in the description. You can get 7% off your first year. And you also need a DAW music. Obviously, if you're a producer, you probably already have a DAW. You probably already make music. If you don't, though, let's just say you don't, you want to try and find some discounts, because they can be very expensive. Same with DistroKid. You pay to release your music. So in order to save your money and find discounts, you can look it up. Specifically for Ableton Live, which is what I use, there's a student discount, or you can buy a Novation product. I don't know if they still do this, so do not take my word for it. But when I got a Launchpad, they gave me the light version for free. So there you go. And then with DistroKid, again, 7% off your first year if you use my link, or you can see if there's any other promos from other creators, or even just online if there's some codes if you want to use a different distributor. Finally, I do want to go into, this is like probably the biggest graphic right here. This is the combined package workflow for everything that I just went over. So first is the prep. Get your DAW if you don't already have one. Assuming you already have one, download Blender and create a Canva account. That's just me. That's what I did. You can do anything you want. Again, I'm not constricting you to this. Be creative. Use what you know. And then look around and see what you have for your use. What do you love to do? What are you good at already? And use that. And then I created a DistroKid account. You can use my promo code again, but again, you can create any distributor account. Use CD Baby, use TuneCore, look another one up. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you prefer. Next, your music. Make some music. Have something or possibly multiple tracks, or even, hey, you want to release an album? Release an album. Ready for release. Create album cover art and some promo videos or pictures. This is where Blender and Canva comes in for me. You can use anything you want. And then create your artist image and know your audience. When I say create your artist image, I do not mean take a picture of yourself, although you probably should be upfront with your audience and have them see who you are. But again, when I say artist image, I just mean branding. Create your brand. Your artist name is your brand name. So make sure you have something that's like you and people can recognize it's you when they see it. After this, you're going to release. Use DistroKid to release your first tracks or any distributor. Create promos, create a YouTube channel is what I did. But you can do like Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Post about your music. And then don't just post about your music promotion. Find other ways to help people like I'm doing right now. I am helping you guys become your own artists. Find something that you're good at or knowledgeable about in the music field and use that. And then, yeah, like I said, what I'm doing right now. And then finally, be creative and build a brand. Don't just release music blindly and don't do anything else. You want to be upfront with people. You want to connect with people and you want people to see who you are as a person. So don't hide that because that is how you grow slowly. And a lot of people don't want to, when they don't see you, they don't really want to follow you. Find other ways to make income. Streams are not going to cover that, okay? So I personally want to try to use content for that, but you can use anything. You can release sample packs. You can maybe have people buy your songs if you want to have like a license thing around that. But find ways to do this, and expect to have fractions of cents earned from streams. Like I'm going to tell you right now, the reality is you are not going to earn any money from streams. So do not expect that. Unless you're huge with like millions of followers, you are not going to earn money from streams. And then finally, give back and promote. So for example, if you sign up with DistroKid, you also get a promo link. So that's huge. You get a referral. And personally, what I think is the easiest way. But I mean, find what works for you. Okay, you can do anything you want. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you made it all to the end, make sure you like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I love feedback. And go follow my official artist channel. I'll link that below in the description. And yeah, if you're thinking about DistroKid, I also have the link. If you're thinking about Blender, I will also have the link. So all of those will be in the description. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. CGTunes out.